Right, it's the WEGOODLER 250 amp welder. Just working on a scrap piece of hitch that cut off of the trailer as I put a new one on. So we'll do a quick demo using a 6013 electrode rod, and let's see how many amps I'm going to run. I think I had to run it at about 140 or 160 amps to get a good strike and a half decent pull. But we'll mess around with it a little bit, see how she looks, and go from there. I also have no idea how well the camera's gonna pick this up or not pick this up, so hopefully I don't burn my lens out or something. So let's see what we got her set at right now. So I got her 198, so I got dials back. .54, it's good. Got the voltage reduction off, so just running it straight. Positive on the electrode, negative on the ground. It's so she got to clean up the metal a little bit, nothing too crazy. So let's see how she looks. You know what? Check it out. It's the WEGOODLER helmet as well. Pretty decent so far. Good viewing screen, solar plus battery, shade setting, sensitivity setting, delay setting. I am running the shade on the lowest setting of 9 right now. Seems to work pretty well. I think it's technically underrated for something that's 150 amps. I think it's only supposed to go up to 140 on 9, but this isn't, 220. It's only 110, so I'm sure I'm probably okay there. Sensitivity's high, shade's high, so the delay is high, so let's see how she does. Hardest part is just getting things started. Yeah, I don't think I'm running enough amps. Maybe that's why I had it set higher. I got her back up in the 183 range. Still seems a little cold. Seems like it's warming up. I notice once it gets a little warmer, I can run the rod a little tighter to the work. Keep it going. Keep the arc going. When it's cold, I have to run a little further from the work, but once it warms up, typically run a little hotter. So it looks like it's still riding pretty high. Again, 110 volt, 180 amp, but plays a good bead for 6013 1/8 inch. The other welds you see here are the 3/32. They go they run real nice at about 150 amp on this, but a thicker rod just takes a little more and it seems to not sink in enough. So we'll bust the slag off here to take a look. So yeah, for me being inexperienced and you know, $200 welder, somewhere in that range, and about, you know, maybe $100 in PPE and electrodes and whatnot. It works pretty well. I've been able to patch a couple holes so far, so I like that. I mean, it seems like it lays out pretty good once you get it dialed in. I haven't actually used it for a few days, so I'm sure with a couple more passes on the practice, it'd probably be all right. But yeah, it's not bad. I've been very happy, very satisfied so far. Maybe some cosmetic critiques with the unit itself. You know, you have to do a little extra research to figure out how to set it up. But other than that, it's not a bad little machine. It weighs next to nothing, easy to transport. So yeah, happy so far. I'm gonna probably do a couple more practice welds, and I got some repairs I gotta do on the trailer still, so I'll have to get to those here at some point. But figured I'd do a quick little review of this welder here. Alright, quick welding update. So I'm at 187 on 110. Still seems kind of hot, but it strikes pretty well. I didn't break the slag off yet, but those are probably the best looking lines that I've had. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them there, 2 short ones, a couple long ones. So I'll drop a picture once I bust the slag off and take a look. But it feels pretty good. It's rolling nice. Definitely, I'm getting real solid penetration based on that. So, yeah, that's this is 60-13 1/8 rod. So, just welding on the old hitch actually for the trailer. So, we'll probably throw a couple more beads on here. We'll see how that looks, and keep dialing it in from there. Well, first fillet weld, I'll just cut the end piece off and mount it on here. So it definitely looks funky. This side, it actually, the first bead laid down really well, but then I tried to put another bead on, but did not clean the flux off. So it went all spattery and crazy until I realized the dumb thing I was doing. On the other side, dropped another line, and wow, so much better. So that's one pass, looked pretty good, and then I cleaned it off quick and threw another pass on, and it really laid out pretty nice there. So I'm impressed. This little machine, it's doing all right. Alright, so it did kick the breaker, so just changed up the electrical input a little bit, see if that helps. So I'm using an 1/8 inch rod right now. I'm gonna just poke through the rest of that rod, see if anything changes. I'm gonna try actually a thinner rod, see how that goes. So, let's see what she does. I'm gonna leave it at about 250. See what happens there. integrity of that bead is not super great. Riding real high. Throw the other rod in, see what that looks like. Alright, I decided that going with the thinner weld or thinner rod and less amps seems to maybe be the better alternative here. So I'm just gonna do it, see what happens. I'm not overly concerned about this piece of work, so if turns out that doesn't work, it's alright. It's like you can't just grind off horrible weld. Do it again. Well, I gotta admit, that went better than I thought it was gonna. See what that looks like. Alright, probably the most crucial spot is the top of the brake here. So, I don't know if I said it earlier, but it broke my vise trying to straighten another piece of metal out. So, see if I can salvage this. You know, probably won't be the most structurally sound, but if I can at least get something in there, might be alright. All three sides of the brake. Clean that up real quick, see what it looks like. Alright, let's take a look here. So, again, it's not perfect, and I am not a very experienced welder, but I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the way that laid out. So that was the first weld. That was the second weld on the other side. And the third weld was right across the middle there. And
think that one kind of came out the best looking. Between that and the first one, probably the second one, still not bad. So that was a 3/32 rod of 6013. I think I said 3/16 in an earlier part of the video, so 3/32. So I ran that one at about 190 amp, and I gotta say I'm kind of impressed. The whole piece of work is still really warm after, you know, several minutes later, so it definitely heated up, and I could feel the weld pull sinking into the cast pretty well. So I mean, you can almost even see on the corners, it definitely dipped into the cast pretty well. So again, I'm not sure if I should even be trying to weld cast or whatever, but it certainly seems like it worked. I don't know how structurally sound it'll be. Imagine if I had a different type of electrode, maybe 6011. I think it would be more of a digging rod. It might actually punch into the material a little better. But 6013 is what I had, so that's what I went with, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy, minus that